Alright, Blue Group, you are on sort 31 this week. And we are continuing with our unaccented final syllables. And so remember, unaccented means the oomph in our word is not there. For example, if we have the word doctor, the kt is kind of taking the emphasis. We don't say doctor, we say doctor. So we're kind of continuing with that unaccented, and it tends to be the final syllable is the one we're focusing on. So last week we looked at L-E-I-L, A-L, and E-L, and we learned that there's not really a rule, but that there's a couple things you can keep in mind. For example, L-E tends to be the most frequent, and we talked about tall letters and letters with a tail, if you remember. But we, this week, are going to be looking at different endings. I want you, here, one more thing on our board before I put that away. I want you to think about the words cover, doctor, that's why I used that one, it was in my head, and collar. What do you notice about these ending sounds? Exactly, they're all the same. Cover, doctor, collar, but they're spelled differently. So, thanks to the English language, we need to do a little bit of practice with these to try and figure out some patterns, but there's not really a set rule. So, let's look. Here are our headings for the week. And let me get this sturdy now. Here are our example words. So we have other, collar, and color. And again, you can't really hear the difference. So it's going to be really important that we practice listening to the sounds, or listening to the words as we sort them, saying the words as we sort them, and so that way we can just get familiar with the words and maybe some other patterns. I'm going to sort, and then I want you to look at maybe some things that you noticed, and then I'll share mine. So we have grammar, tractor, sugar, spider, rather, doctor, we have favor, sliver, and it's silver. Sliver also ends in ear. Father, that was a close one. Dollar, cover, solar. Don't forget at the end, students, you need to pause the video and copy down the sort correctly so that you have it for the week. Mirror, under, rumor, barber, mother, over here, weather, flavor, and flower. Okay, so take a peek at those words. This would be a great pausing place. And look at what are some patterns that you notice. Again, there's not anything set, but I'm going to share some of the things I see. First of all, ER is our most common. So if all else fails and you really are unsure, that would be the one to guess. Some other things I notice is a lot of these start with or end in THER. A lot of them. And so I'm wondering, or I'm thinking that that's probably a good pattern or something to notice. The other ones, it's kind of hard. We have some V's and we have some DER, but we'll see that those are also existent in the other ones. All right, then I have in my AR, I noticed there's a lot of double ones. Dollar, grammar, collar. So maybe that if I'm seeing a double pattern, I might think maybe it's an AR. And Also L's, solar, dollar, collar. Okay, and then my OR. We have a lot of T's, like TOR, tractor, doctor, motor. Again, we see that there's a double over here. There's not some set patterns. We have some V's. So it might, when we see a V, it could be an ER or an OR. You see there's an L over here. So it's not set in stone, but I think it's fair to say that there are some patterns that might help us. For example, THER. Let's get my whiteboard for us. Oh, it's hard to hold this and erase at the same time. So 1 second, computers. Alright, here we go. So we have, under ER, we saw that THER is a pattern. We have VER is a lot, and DER. AR had double, well, it has L's, and it has doubles. And then we had OR, which had a lot of TOR. We had a couple VOR. Alright, so those are some of the patterns I'm seeing in our words. But again, they're not every word. We have other words that aren't in those lists. For example, stranger, that's a GER. We have brother, that's a THR. Rubber is a great example of a double, that is an ER. So it's an ER, but there's still doubles. So it's not quite set. Really, students, it's going to take some practice on these ones. But these are some patterns maybe that you can keep an eye out for. And lots of practice. Thank you, Blue Group.